So I uh, saw a movie the other day, and it reminded me of something. Now, first of all, this movie, kids should probably not even watch it. But, and that's the thing, that is the thing. Because, so, okay, first off, why kids shouldn't watch it. One, there's a bunch of things, it caters to the flesh and stuff like that. And then there is ungodly music talking about smoking and promiscuity and other stuff. But, anyways, aside from that, even just all the stuff going on in it, and it caters to your flesh. People wonder, what causes mental illness? Just look in the Bible. The flesh is death. Are you watching, reading, listening, partaking, enjoying, thinking about all of these fleshly things? That is why you're depressed, anxious, suicidal, want to kill people, are stealing. That is literally why. And there's this scene in the movie, and I don't know if there's more I want to say, but the spirit is life. But if you feed the flesh, you're going to want fleshly things, which give you death. And that's kind and so what kind of triggered this thought in the movie, which I don't know. I don't. Anyways, so I'm watching this movie that I probably didn't need to, but I don't know. I don't know if God necessarily tells me to or the devil tells me to, and then God just doesn't tell me not to. So then I can see these things, such as why we literally have our struggling, because you put freaking Nicki Minaj music in a kid's show, and then other stuff that just caters to the flesh and whatnot. I don't know. But, anyways, so the scene that kind of made me think, because I'm watching throughout this movie, and it's just I'm not liking it. Anything that whatever all the stuff that's going on, some of it I'm like, ugh, like I don't even, anyways, whatever. But then it got to this scene, and like I forget if there's another one. I don't think there's another one, but I think this is the first scene that like I connected or kind of like triggered something inside of me that was like, oh, like something to think about. I don't know. I'm trying to find some way of why this was okay to see. So there's this scene, and the bad guy, it, not the bad guys, but the bad guy within. Anyways, eventually the bad guys were good, and I was like, oh, maybe that was okay. But then like I was actually like my body was messed up because I watched this movie, and I'm like, okay, it wasn't okay, even just because it was, oh, bad guys become good and this and that, or whatever it was. Anyways, but anyway, so the bad guy is giving her story, and she's like, I became a thief when I was a child in school, and the teacher would give the good kids who were getting good grades or being good or whatever, I forget, she would give them candy, but I wasn't that kind of kid. I didn't do good enough, and I never got candy, so I had to steal it. And then now she's this world renowned thief that wants to do all this stuff. And that reminded me of an instance when I was in 6th grade. The teacher, so the teacher, awesome teacher, but it reminded me of something. So the teacher was big on kids not lying, and she literally had this poster. She was famous for this. She had this poster, Revelations, I forget, 21:9, 21:8, 21:9, or wait, that's way too far in. Romans, or no, Revelation, or maybe that is. I forget. whatever, Revelations 21, 8 or 9, I think it is, where it's like, the people who do this and liars, all right, go to the lake of fire. So whenever like she'd see a kid and they're lying to her, she'd, point to the sign and be like, liars go to the lake of fire. And she was really, well known for that. And that's where Christians have gone wrong, because no apostle ever threatened people with hell. You don't just threaten people with hell and then they're going to just stop lying. You don't threaten or anything really. Because what it is the same thing. She had this bucket of candy over here that was like on a cabinet, and like you'd have to like reach around and up, and if you wanted to just take a piece of candy. And I forget if I took candy. I know other kids would take candy, and sometimes they'd like take two and be like, hey, you want one? And I'm pretty sure I probably took, I don't remember, but anyways, basically people, probably even me, I forget, stole the candy. And that simple act of stealing in 6th grade is literally why you have ADD. It's why you have ADHD. It's why you're depressed. It's why you're eventually going to want to kill yourself. It's why you develop a drug habit. That is literally the cause. It's because sin. Except that's not what people teach. They're like, oh, sin leads to hell. And that's all you hear. Oh, don't sin, you're going to go to hell. Christian, even a Christian, don't sin, you're going to go to hell. You all out there, you got to stop doing what you're doing, you're going to go to hell. No apostle did that. The reason we don't sin is because it will kill you inside. It will make you psychotic. It will make you unmotivated. It will make you all this stuff. That is why. There's a kid I loved. Except then he developed ADD and he was put on meds, and however, I don't know, maybe what we loved about him was inherently sinful. I don't know. But he got put on the meds and it completely changed who he was. And never mind. I don't know if I want to talk. I don't know necessarily if that's what I want to talk about, but basically he had ADD. And I guess it was bad. I don't know. But if you want to get into it, he literally had sex in 5th grade. And then there's other stuff going into that. And that's another thing. Like, I guess that is one of the other things. Why are all these kids depressed, angry? They don't want to do their schoolwork. They don't want to obey their parents. It's because you literally have pornography getting sent to them every day, throughout the day, at school now. And these things, they're not just physical. You could literally not do anything that your psychiatrist will tell you. Sleep, get sun, do something good for yourself, help other people. All these things. You don't even need those things. You need God, spiritual things. Physical exercise is of little of importance. What you need is spiritual discipline that wells up to eternal life. I'm probably anyways, basically. When all I do is watch movies that try to edify me are more or less Christian or Christian values or about God or listen to Christian music or try to help people. I don't have to do any of those things. I don't need to eat right. I don't need to get sun. I don't need to exercise. I don't need to sleep at the right time. And I'm not depressed. It's when I watch a movie with vulgar humor and cussing and and all this stuff, that's when all of a sudden now I'm depressed. That's now I'm anxious. I look at porn and now I'm irritable. I don't even want to be around people or whatever. Why do those serial killers do what they do? It's literally porn and drugs. That's what I heard. Anyways. Except you don't get that. Christian, I don't know. What causes all of our sickness? It says it.